Hello and welcome back. I am very glad that you are here, and I hope you had a chance to start integrating more of that beautiful, deep belly breathing into your days. Don't underestimate the power of this very simple practice. It is life-changing, especially in our fast-paced and very mind-driven world. This is a fundamental practice that can quickly bring us back into a state of balance. For most of my life, I've had a tendency to breathe in a really shallow way and to keep my belly area tight and contracted. So I can feel the contrast immediately when I allow my breath to slow down and deepen. There's an instant opening and a softening of the body, and there's an instant increase in the flow of energy moving through my whole system. And that is precisely the goal here, because we want to train ourselves to fully inhabit our body again. And when we make a conscious choice to breathe and ground ourselves, especially when we feel discomfort, well, this allows us to hold a lot more energy in our system rather than allowing it to leak and drain out constantly. So, in today's video, I'm going to be introducing the concept of our energetic anatomy. But first, let's zoom out a little so we can get the big picture. All right. As many wisdom traditions have taught, the root of suffering is ignorance. Now, not ignorance in the everyday sense, but ignorance of who or what we truly are. So many people suffer because they unknowingly keep themselves imprisoned inside a tiny little box of limitations. A box made of inherited beliefs, a box made of habits and conditioning, and a box of assumptions they never thought to question. Speaking of assumptions, let's start with our human body. That certainly feels very solid, right? Well, science has shown us that matter is far less solid than it appears, and that at the deepest levels, what looks solid is really movement, vibration, and energy. So what does that mean for our body? If your body is made of vibrating energy, is it possible that you're not able to perceive all of what you are? Could it be that our bodies are the most compressed form of energy that we're able to perceive with our senses, and that this field of energy that we are extends far beyond our skin? Well, I've had the great privilege to be able to learn more about this energetic framework that surrounds the body by brilliant and highly conscious people who have been able to see and feel it directly for themselves. Their direct experience beautifully echoes what many traditions and even modern science have pointed toward, that we are far more than solid physical matter. We could even say that reality is not as solid as it appears. But if this is something confirmed by science, why were almost none of us ever taught to understand the deeper energetic anatomy that shapes our bodies, our health, our relationships, and our entire experience of life? You know, for decades, I've been integrating more and more spiritual wisdom into my life. And that understanding profoundly transformed me on the mental and emotional levels. But, to be honest, despite having this knowledge, it still felt like I still wasn't fully grounded somehow. Well, over the last few years, I've come into an entirely new understanding of the energetic embodied dimension of healing and awakening. And it makes so much sense. I am very excited to share it with you because it truly felt like the missing piece in the puzzle, and not only the key to understanding who or what we really are, but the practical, grounded, embodied way out of suffering. That's when I really understood that well-being, happiness, and spirituality are really all about one main thing. They're all about energy. That makes so much sense to me because if we're made of energy and we've developed habits that block it or constantly drain it, we're not going to be able to experience higher states. And what I've discovered is that this sacred, forgotten knowledge about the energy field that we actually are is wisdom that has been hidden in plain sight in artwork, architecture, and sacred texts within traditions all around the world. But what I discovered certainly isn't what I learned in university. Quite the opposite. I was taught to understand the body mainly as a physical structure, biochemical, mechanical, and largely separate from the deeper energetic processes behind it. But what I've come to understand is something very, very different. And that is that we're missing the biggest part of the picture here. Our body is only the densest, most condensed expression of energy in our field. It's the most physical layer in a continuum that moves from subtler levels of energy into visible form. In plain English, what eventually shows up in the body is often the final expression of something that was already taking shape on deeper energetic levels. Okay, here's an example of deeper energetic levels. The mental level of your thoughts, or the emotional level of your emotions. We can't see these in our body, we can't touch them, right? But we know they're very real and they directly affect our physical body. So let's try something. I want you to think about something you're really proud of or something you're grateful for. Let's do this right now. Okay, maybe it's somebody you love, a person, an animal, or maybe it's something amazing that you accomplished. So just breathe deeply, and I want you to focus on that for a few seconds. Okay, how do you feel now? What you did is you just tapped into the mental and emotional layers of your energy field. And simply by using your focus, you've likely increased the flow of energy in your system. You know, it really clicked for me when I finally understood that what we all truly want is to feel deeply well, to feel fully alive, peaceful, connected, open, and whole. And the very thing that allows us to experience more of that is the flow of energy through our body. Why? Because we are made of that energy, and the body is designed to be a vessel for it. So I hope you're beginning to see that spirituality and well-being are not just about insight. This journey is really about total embodiment. It's about allowing more of this life force that we are to move through our system. It's about clearing the physical, emotional, and mental blockages that keep it from flowing freely. And it's about learning how to allow that energy to rise into greater coherence, openness, and alignment so that we can slowly loosen what has been held in contraction. So for now, this is the most important thing I want you to remember. Your body is not the whole story. It's only the densest, most visible expression of something far, far, far greater. When we begin to understand that, healing and awakening start to make much more sense. Next time, we'll go deeper into how this energy actually moves through the system and why so many of us feel depleted, constricted, or blocked without understanding why. If this resonates, I would love to hear from you in the comments. And as always, you can find me at consciousliving.solutions.com, and all my books are available on Amazon and also Ingram Spark, by the way. Thank you for your presence. I encourage you to keep practicing your deep belly breathing, especially when you notice discomfort in your body. We will see you next time. Peace.